Jai Shri Gurudev. Good morning, childrens. Welcome back to online classes. I hope you are all fine and happy with your parents by staying in home. In last class, we have discussed the concept nutrition in plants. So in that, I taught you the meaning of nutrients and also nutrition in plants and also the meaning of photosynthesis. So today in this class, we will continue the lesson starts from photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? In last class itself I explained you that it is the process by which the plants prepare their food by using sunlight, water, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. So how the process will carry up? So this is very simple. The plants absorbs the sunlight from the sun and absorbs the water by the roots and transport it to the leaves, and also the plants absorb carbon dioxide which is present in the air through the pores, and the plants which contain chlorophyll which is the green pigment present in the leaves. So how the process takes place? The chlorophyll which is present in the plants, that means the chlorophyll uses the energy from the sunlight to prepare the food by using water and carbon dioxide. See here in this equation we can observe the plants which absorbs the carbon dioxide which is present in the air and also water from the roots. So from here onwards the plants absorbs the water in presence of the sunlight. See, from the sun the plants absorbs the solar energy or sun energy, that is called as sunlight, and also the carbon dioxide from the air, water from the roots, and it produces the food called as carbohydrate. So the food prepared is the carbohydrate which is then converted into starch. So keep in mind the plants always stores the food in the form of starch, and in case of animals the energy stored it is always called as glycogen. So in the plants it is the starch. In case of animals the food is stored in the form of glycogen. And during photosynthesis oxygen is released into the air. So this is the byproduct of photosynthesis. So this reaction is very important. The plants absorbs the carbon dioxide from the air and water in presence of sunlight. By using the green pigment called as chlorophyll, it produces a food called as carbohydrate which is then converted into the starch. So during photosynthesis oxygen is released into the environment. So this is how the photosynthesis process will be happen, and the plants can prepare the food, and this process it is called as photosynthesis. So the very essential here it is the sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, water. So almost all plants contains chlorophyll. If the plant is not contain the chlorophyll, in the sense the plant is not in green color, it may be orange or it may be yellow or in some other colors. So keep in mind, if a plant is in green color it indicates that a green pigment is present, that is called as chlorophyll. So this is very important concept, try to keep in mind. So this is the process of chlorophyll and this is the equation of this is the process of photosynthesis and this is the equation of photosynthesis. And after this the very important concept, it is the synthesis of proteins. So what is the synthesis of proteins? Sometimes the soil has some bacteria. The soil has some bacteria. The bacteria plays a very important role in the conversion of nitrogen from the air into the soil in the form of nitrogen. So sometimes the plants cannot get the nitrogen in the direct form. In such a situation, some of the bacteria which may be nitrosomonas. So that is the best example of a bacteria which converts the nitrogen which is present in the air, and the bacteria which is present at the root nodules of the plant. This bacteria absorbs the nitrogen from the air and converts usable nitrogen into the soil. So such a bacteria which is always present in the root nodule. So this is the plant. The plant contains the roots. In that roots only the bacteria which is going to present. So synthesis of proteins in the sense, so some of the bacteria which convert nitrogen from the air into the useful nitrogen in the soil. So in case of, if the bacteria is absent and bacteria is unable to synthesize the nitrogen, the farmers may also add fertilizers containing nitrogen into the soil in the form of fertilizers, which may be nitrogen, NPK, you heard the name, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So which is the essential fertilizer which is needed to the growth of the plant. NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So this is a very essential fertilizer which is very needed for the well growth of a plant. And plants absorb this nitrogen from the soil along with water and other constituents to prepare proteins and also fats. So this is how the synthesis of proteins can be happen in the plants. And in addition to this, the other modes of nutrition in plants. So how the nutrition will be takes place in addition to synthesis of proteins and also photosynthesis. So this is one first method is the parasitic method. So you are familiar with the word parasites which depends upon the other organisms for their food. So parasitic plants which do not have chlorophyll. So some of the plants which are not in green color and which do just because of what, they are lack of the chlorophyll. So keep in mind the plants which do not have the chlorophyll. If the chlorophyll absent, then the plant is not able to prepare their own food. Hence the plants, if some of the plants which do not have chlorophyll and hence they cannot prepare their food, such type of plants are called as parasitic plants, and they get their food from the other plants called as host. See for example in this diagram or here and here you are able to see this is the green plant and this is the yellow color. This is surrounded by a plant. So this is appearing as a yellow color because this is lack of chlorophyll, and here also you are looking yellow color indicates that the chlorophyll is absent and such a plant is unable to prepare the food, hence they always depends upon the other green plants. For example, this is the green plant and this green plant is able to prepare the food, hence it is always depends upon this plant. So this green plant is called as the host and this is yellow color plant you are able to see, this is called as a parasite. So that means the plants which do not have the chlorophyll and they cannot prepare their own food, they get their food from the other plants are called as host. Example, cascata, it's also called as what, amorble. So this is very important one, keep in mind. Example for parasitic plants, it is the cascata, it is called as amorble. And insectivorous plants, so this is very important. So some of the plants you are able to see in this picture and also here this picture, right? And see, these are the plants which feed insects, which feed always on insects. For example, this is called as pitcher plant you are seeing in this diagram. So pitcher plant, the leaf of the pitcher plant is modified into picture. See for example, just imagine that this is the leaf of the plant and this leaf is modified in the form of a pitcher. So the function of pitcher is to trap the insects. For example, see the end of the pitcher has a lid. This is the opening. See, you are able to see in this diagram. So this is the opening called as lid, which helps for the leaf to open and also to close. When an insect enters, say for example, an insect enters into the pitcher, the lid closes. So before entering of the insect, the pitcher remains closed. As soon as the insect enters into the pitcher, the lid closes, and then whatever the insect which is trapped inside the pitcher is digested by the digestive juices inside the pitcher. So and the nitrogen which is present in the insect, it is absorbed by the pitcher. Later, pitcher in the sense it is a leaf of the plant. Later the nitrogen is utilized by the plant for various purposes. So this is how the process of digestion, that means the trapping of nitrogen, in the sense absorption of nitrogen will be takes place by the insect in the form of this process. These plants are called as insectivorous plants. So once again I would like to repeat it. Insectivorous as the plants which feed on insects. For example, the leaf is modified into a pitcher. The end of the pitcher has a lid which can open and close. So as soon as the insect enter, the pitcher remain closes and the insect is digested by digestive juices inside the pitcher. Later it is used into the usable forms. So I hope you understood the concept related to the photosynthesis and also other modes of nutrition, in the sense parasitic form of nutrition and also insectivorous plants. So try to read the concepts once again and try to understand the concept and try to answer the few questions which I am going to send through the WhatsApp. If you are getting any doubts, just make me a call and take care of your health once again, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. Jai Shri Gurudev.